got the boys, the heavens should pass away with a great noise. The 2 Peter 3 and 10. God know he coming back. Tell a friend to repent. Oh, he gone with the wind. Free smoke, free smoke. And that is thus said the Lord. I caught a murder that he wrote, just like Noah on the boat. Matthew 34, verse 36 on down. The hour nobody knows. Like a thief in the night, when the Christ coming back here in life, switching what the Father want. That's my business. When we keep the laws, that's righteousness. Yeah. You gotta pass the test. My people scattered abroad, from the east to the west.
Daniel 9 and 7. I said 7 and 9. I flipped it off. Daniel 9 and 7. This is for you too, bro.
Daniel chapter 9 and verse 7.
Read what you got.
O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee.
So righteousness belongs to God, right? Read.
But unto us, confusion of faces.
Unto us, it's confusion of faces. What do I mean by that? We subscribe to religions that's not of our people.
Right.
It's of our oppressor. Just like we subscribe to that white image of Christ, that's of our oppressor. Hinduism, that's of our oppressor. Islam, that's of our oppressor. All these nations had us in slavery.
Right.
All of them at one time. Right? So when you look at this sign right here, we no longer call ourselves Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh. We don't even know what those names mean. Judah means God's praise. You God's praise.
Right.
You was put on the earth to show God's praise, but you don't know that. You call yourself African American. So God says, guess what? In the last days, his people will have confusion of faces. They wouldn't know who they are. That's going on today. That's why we follow these religions, because we don't know that we have a God in heaven that's only our God.
That's right.
Did you know that God was on? It's only one God. Psalm 96 and 5.
Bring it out.
God says, look, since we sinned against him, now we confused out here. We think we Hindu. That's not you, bro. You're an Israelite. That's the religion you subscribe to. The Israelites came into slavery. Hindu is the East Indian man's religion with the red dot on his head.
Right.
He got slaves over there.
Bring it out.
Psalm chapter 96.
So wait a minute. So you who's the true God of heaven and earth?
I believe in Brahman, Lord Brahman.
Brahman.
Do you know who that is?
I don't need to know who that is. Read that.
Psalm chapter 96 and verse 5.
That's what God says. Read.
For all the gods of the nations are idols.
So guess what? The East Indian god Brahman, that's an idol. Read.
Okay, I got a few questions.
But the Lord made the heavens.
But God made the heavens and earth. God made these heavens. The God of this Bible made the heavens and earth.
God made the heavens.
Right, the God of this Bible though. No. Not Brahman, whoever the hell that is. He ain't did nothing for our people. What did Brahman do for our people?
Right.
What was Brahman when we went into slavery?
Right.
Genocide?
What was Brahman?
Where was God when you?
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15.
Bring it
What
out.
God was.
You just said
Deuteronomy chapter 28
Let me show you.
and verse 15. But it shall come.
We out here to teach. How old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18. You ain't live life, bro. So just listen.
Right.
I don't
But
read like
it shall come to pass.
All right, brother. So read.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Moses stood before the children of Israel after God redeemed them out of Egypt, right? And he told them, look, if you listen to God, you'll be above everybody. If you don't listen to God, there are curses that'll come on you.
Right.
To observe to do all his commandments.
Read.
And his statutes.
Read.
Which I command thee this day.
Read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God told the Israelites if they broke his commandments, curses will come on them. Let's see if these curses fit our history.
Right.
Read verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Who was sold on auction blocks in the city to another race of people? Us, black people. Black people, not Africans, Israelites.
That's right.
That didn't happen to Africans.
Right.
Africans sold Israelites into slavery. Read that.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So guess what? Read it from the top again, verse 16.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Who lives in the worst conditions in every city you go to around the world? Black people. Honest? Black people. We live in the ghettos, right? Okay. Read verse 16. So you agree with that? Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Who was forced to pick cotton all through the Delta and make Mississippi one of the top leading wealthiest places in the world during the 1860s? Well, who did that happen to? No. Israelites.
Right.
That didn't happen to Africans. That happened to Israelites.
Right.
God's chosen people.
So are you saying that Chinese people never enslaved?
Chinese people had black folks in slavery.
That's right.
Saying
Right.
that the Chinese
We ain't worried about the Chinese.
were never slaves.
We're not worried about the Chinese. We worried about God's chosen.
That's
why
right.
God said these curses will happen to his chosen. We understand that all nations have had some type of enslavement in their countries. A country or society can't be built without having a lower class. So we understand that. We're not talking about them though. We're talking about God's chosen people.
Right.
These curses, listen, these curses only fit God's chosen people.
Right.
Read what you got.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Read 32.
Verse 32.
Look at this.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So in slavery, our sons and daughters were given to another people during slavery times, right? You agree with that? On auction slave blocks, we were sold. Guess how we being sold today? They put an orange jumpsuit on you and put a long name across your chest, a long number across your chest, and that becomes your name. You become part of the system.
Right.
Same thing. God told us these curses would be on his chosen people forever until Christ came back to redeem them. So guess what we read? Guess what we're reading? We're reading your history and my history out of the Bible, out of what happened to our people and what's still happening to our people today. God said our sons and daughters will be given to another race of people. Read.
And thine eyes shall look, and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So guess what? This father had a son. As that father was standing on an auction block and they took his son to Virginia and he lived in Mississippi, there was nothing he could do to get his son back.
Right.
Just like now when they throw our sons in the system, we don't have to pay a lawyer to get our sons and daughters out of jail. We can't pay bond. That's why they give us huge bonds, because they know we can't pay it. This happened to God's people. This didn't happen to an East Indian.
Right.
Read.
And fail with longing for them all the day long.
Read.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
And since we did this, God said there will be no might. There will be no military might, no economic might in Yemen, in Iran, Iraq, all these places, Asia. They all have their own armies and their own governments.
Right.
Where's our government? We don't have one. You know why? Because God told us we wouldn't have no might in our hand.
Right.
Read verse 33.
Verse 33.
Read.
The fruit of thy land
Read.
and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
My brother, when we was in the slave fields, did we reap any benefits from picking the cotton? No. God told us that would happen to the Israelites.
Right.
Not Hinduism. Not, what you said the god of Hinduism's name is? Brahmin. That didn't happen. That Brahmin didn't do that to his chosen.
Right.
God of the Bible did that to his chosen.
Right.
Read it again.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
So guess what? When the white man, the conquistadors, came to this side of the earth and they enslaved the so-called Mexicans, the Tainos, the Aztecas, the Mayans, what did they do? They took their gold.
Right.
They took their wealth. God said that would happen to his chosen people in the Bible.
Right.
That we would go through slavery.
Teach.
That we will be forced to be sold to another nation.
Right.
On State Street, on
Right.
Capitol Street, they sold
Right.
us on auction blocks.
Right. You ain't
You
gotta
mean to
yell
tell me that, I'm talking loud, bro. You a young man, just humble down. You young, you don't know nothing.
Right.
Be quiet, read.
Teach up.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
The nation that we know is not. So did we know the white man when he came over here? We didn't even speak his language. We didn't know who he was. He came over here with guns and said, look, I'll give you guns and you teach me how to fix corn. You teach me how to plant maize. You teach me how to do this. How can I survive an American winter? And our brothers taught him that, and what'd he do? He broke every treaty that he made with the so-called Native Americans.
Right.
Every treaty that he made with the Hispanics. God is telling you, you're his people. This happened to you and you only. Skip down to verse 48.
Verse 48.
Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy.
So we didn't want to serve the God of this Bible. We wanted to serve Brahmin. We wanted to serve Allah. We wanted to serve all these other religions. God says, okay, since you don't want to serve me, you gonna serve who?
thine enemy.
Now we gotta serve the white man who hates our guts.
Right.
The East Indian man owns all the damn hotels in Jackson. He will not give you a job.
Right.
God says all these nations hate us.
Right.
So why would I want to be in his religion and he hates my people?
Right.
Read what you got.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
So I got a question. How did the so-called white man know to come to the west coast of Africa to get us? Why did he go get the East Indian man? They smaller than us.
Right.
Right.
Why did he go get the 4'2" Chinese man? They smaller than us.
Right.
He went and got the biggest, strongest nation on the earth and conquered us. How?
Right.
Because God sent them.
That's right. Bring it out.
In hunger.
In hunger. So guess what? When you go to a store, who owns Walmart, my brother? You shop at Walmart? Who owns it? Sam Walton. See, you don't know nothing. You're a kid. Sam Walton owns Walmart and Sam's Club. We gonna get our food from the white man.
Teach up.
We gonna get our food from the Arab man. How the Arab man own every corner store in every black neighborhood in America?
Bring it out.
How? We can't get along. We've been here all our lives. We can't get a $100,000 grant so we can get a store in our own neighborhood.
Right.
But he can come into this country for 3 years, get a grant that he don't have to pay back, and we still over here ain't got a pot to piss in.
Right.
God
Bring
is
it
telling
out.
you why this happens. Because we disobedient and we think we everything but his chosen.
Bring it out.
Why would you not want to be the greatest people on the planet Earth?
Right.
Read.
And in thirst.
When you thirsty, you go right down Bailey and Fortification, you'll see what? A water tower says, the city of Jackson. Who runs the city of Jackson, my brother? The white man runs the city of Jackson, not us. So when he says, this is the city of Jackson water, he said, nigga, this is my water, not yours. Do you know that the U.S. has laws that you can't catch rainwater and use it for your personal use? Did you know that? Facts. That's slavery. God says, look, since we was disobedient to him, we went on our rivers no more. Right. Give me that real quick and hold your finger. Give me Lamentations 5 and 4. You got me started. I gotta go.
Bring it out.
Lamentations 5 verse 4. Watch this real quick. See, the Bible already got your history outlined. Ain't no book that you can read that's gonna break down your history like the Bible does.
Right.
Read.
Lamentations chapter 5 and verse 4.
Bring it up.
We have drunken our water for money.
God said we done drunk our water for money. So guess what? The rivers, Ross Barnett Reservoir, guess who used to own that? The Native American Indians. Right. White man come in and say, nah, that's mine. I'm gonna name it after one of the most racist governors we've ever had in Mississippi. Right. He said he gonna name it after them. You hear that, my brother? God, that happened to us. Now we ain't having no debate. We teaching our people who they are according to the Bible. That's right. We don't debate with kids. He 18. He don't know nothing. We grown men. Read. We ain't lying. We teaching the Bible. Right.
Bring it out.
Can I ask y'all?
Nah, hold on. Let me finish this, bro.
We have drunken our water for money.
So we drink our water for money. Something that was once ours, now we forced to drink it from somebody else. Now we pay for water. We got to go in the store and pay for Dasani. When we can just catch rainwater, natural resource from the earth. No, not in America. The white man will tax you $5,000 and put you in jail for 5 years. Federal offense to catch rainwater that God sent from heaven. Right. That's slavery, bro.
Y'all talking about the synagogue of Satan and all this?
Yeah, synagogue of Satan. The Jewish man, he the synagogue of Satan.
Netanyahu, Jared Kushner, and shit like that.
Say it again.
Benjamin Netanyahu, Jared Kushner, and shit like that.
Nah, we teaching the Bible. Thus said the Lord, the Israelite. You know you're an Israelite, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pray. You're a smart
But y'all
brother.
know who the people that they talking about, though.
You're talking about the Israelites.
In the world, right?
Yeah, we know that. Read that.
Our wood is sold unto us.
Our wood sold unto us, bro. Now, the natural wood, all that's all through America, now the white man cut it down and sell it to the Indians. Right. He cut it down and he sell it to the black man.
Right.
After he stole it. Donald Trump building a wall to keep our brothers out of the country. Right. How you gonna keep somebody out of a country that you stole? That's like me coming into your house.
They're indigenous to the land.
Right, they indigenous to the land. That's like me coming to your house, making you sleep in the bathroom, then I put a fence around the bathroom so you can't come into the rest of the house.
Bring it out.
That's what he did. That's what he's doing now. Go back to Deuteronomy 28:40. That's why I say, if you don't know nothing, listen, you'll learn something. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Read. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
It said what? We're gonna do what?
Serve thine enemies.
So guess what? We serve the East Indian man. Right. That's why I said, do you know who the dialects are?
Keep on saying
because the East Indian man is the devil the Bible speaks of. The red dot Indian man had our people in slavery. He still got our people in slavery today. That's right. The dialects, they are forced to live outside of the states. They are forced to live outside of the villages.
In the Bible, does it say people that are specifically from East India are the devil? So y'all know
the Bible says that all nations outside of God is the devil.
That's right.
Right, we'll go to the scripture after I read it. I'm gonna go to the scripture. I'm gonna read this, and I'm gonna go to the scripture.
Joshua talks about. So y'all know who the Prime Minister of Israel is right now?
I forgot his name, but he the devil too. Read. Right. I got you.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Just humble. You're gonna hear a lot. I'm gonna answer all your questions. I'm gonna answer. I do not believe in abortion.
That's in the Bible.
No, it is not. No, it is not. People killed it. God said that was a sin. God said that was a sin for them to do that. Right. So God says not to do it. Right. What are you talking about? Read what you got, bro.
Therefore shalt thou serve.
Let me shut him up real quick, cause he don't know what the hell he's talking about. Right. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 18.
Bring it up.
Go to the Bible. I was supposed to go to the Bible. You in a whole different religion, following your oppressor, think you gonna teach us about our book.
I've been a Christian.
Read. Dude, we ain't Christians. We Israelites.
Right.
The white man.
That's right. Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 10.
Bring it up.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Bring it out.
To what?
Or that use of divination.
God said you ain't supposed to let your son or daughter pass through the fire. What that mean? Killing your own kids.
Right.
God said you're not supposed to kill your own kids. So that shut you down with that. Go back to Deuteronomy 28.
God says that a priest is obligated to give a woman a ritual abortion if she is suspected by her husband to have cheated on her. This is Numbers chapter 5.
What that got to do with God saying that abortion is okay?
It's true.
That's not what he's saying. You
child.
don't understand the Bible. You don't understand the Bible. It ain't contradicting nothing. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter. Shalt thou serve thine enemies.
God said we was gonna serve our enemies in slavery. Did that not happen to us? Did that happen to us? Did we serve our enemies in slavery?
It was more than one.
I ain't asked you that. Do we serve our enemies in slavery? Yes or no? Yes. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Did God not send the white man to the west coast of Africa to get us and take us to all these lands? He did. Read.
In hunger and in thirst.
I don't care if he sent them to China, India. Them ain't my people. I don't give a damn about them. People hate you.
Right.
You can't even serve their God in their land. Go to their land and serve them. Watch they cut your head off.
Right. In hunger.
In hunger. Read.
And in thirst.
In thirst.
And in nakedness.
With them clothes, where did you get them from? Where you get your clothes from?
I got them from the store.
You got them from the store. Who on the store? Oh, it ain't your people. Oh, okay. Read it again.
My people ain't not Hindu.
Read it again.
My people ain't not Hindu.
Read it again.
My people ain't not Hindu.
Read it again.
In hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness.
So God said we got to go to another nation of people to get our clothing. A lot of us wear 100% cotton and we brag about it. Yet we pick cotton for free. Now we got to pay $20 for a cotton shirt.
Right.
Bring it up.
Shouldn't every black man get a free cotton shirt?
Right.
Right.
Read.
And in want of all things.
And guess what? You want a birth certificate, if you want to know Hinduism, if you want to know Christianity, if you want to go to a seminary school, if you want a driver's license, if you want a death certificate, you got to go to your enemy.
That's right.
You don't have your own government. Our people do not have their own government. So even if you move over there to East India, you still would have to get all your paperwork from them. That's a curse.
Right.
Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Read it again.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Who put yokes of iron on our neck, bro?
White man.
He put yokes of iron on our neck. He ain't the only one. The East Indian man did it too.
Right.
And I'm going to prove
Right.
it. First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 9. I'm going to show you.
Bring it
All
up.
nations did this to us.
Right.
All nations had us in slavery at one time.
Right.
Read what you got.
First
So
Maccabees.
to follow anything outside of who you really are is garbage.
Right.
Read.
Right.
First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 9.
Read.
Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity.
We are God's glorious vessels, and we were carried away into captivity. Read.
Her infants are slain in the streets.
And our children are being shot in the streets by the police officers, and don't nobody go to jail. Read.
Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
And the young man with the sword of the enemy. So guess what? Bow, get shot down on CNN. Brother, your life is in danger every time you walk out the house because of your skin color. You
Right.
could be Hindu, you could be Islam, whatever you is. The white man don't give a damn. He'll kill you in the streets.
Right.
Read what you got.
What nation have had a what nation have not had part in her kingdom?
Hold on, what did it say?
What nation has not had part in her kingdom?
God said, what nation on the planet Earth has not oppressed my people? What nation on the planet Earth has not had God's people in slavery? First Maccabees 3 and 41. Let's
Bring it out.
Let's see what the Bible says.
Bring it out.
Because you don't know your history. During the Greek captivity, during the time of Alexander the Greek, all nations came to Jerusalem and bought us.
Right.
And took us back to their land and forced us to serve them.
Right.
Have you ever heard the Persian and Mede captivity? You heard of King Darius, King Cyrus? They had the Israelites in slavery.
Right.
Right.
Read the Bible.
First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 41.
Read.
And the merchants of the country,
Read.
hearing the fame of them,
When they're merchants of the country, that's talking about these other nations. When they heard about how famous we were, they say, damn, these dudes can jump high. These dudes is handsome. They women is beautiful. Let's go get them. Read.
took silver
They-
and gold very much
And did what?
with servants and came into the camp to buy the children of Israel.
What the East Indian man do?
Came into the camp to buy the children of Israel.
You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you the children of Israel.
That's
Right.
right.
The East Indian man bought us and sold us. Just the Arab man did it, the Chinese man did it, the white man did it. All nations are against God's chosen people.
Right.
Right.
We got Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Let me see the deal for my brother right there listening. Watch this. Tell me if this didn't happen to your ancestors. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
What does the word Egypt mean? It's an old Quaker word that means bondage. Before Alexander the Greek and his general Ptolemy gave the land of Egypt the name Egypt, it was called Mizraim. Mizraim is a Hebrew word that means slavery or bondage.
Right.
You don't know that. Read what you got.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Read it again from the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
God said he's gonna bring us into slavery again, Egypt again. Look on the back of the dollar bill, what you got? A pyramid. Why? What the pyramid got to do with America? God is leaving a sign to show you you're in slavery in Egypt today.
Right.
Right.
God said he was gonna send us into Egypt or slavery again. How we gonna go there?
With ships.
Did the East Indian man go into slavery on ships? Did the Chinese man go into slavery on ships? Did the Arab man go into slavery on ships? Did the white man go into slavery on ships? That happened to our ancestors.
Right.
So who
Right.
are we? We are God's chosen. We're the Israelites.
Right.
Our ancestors came over here on slave ships, which makes you an Israelite.
Right.
The religion that you're following is not of God.
Right.
Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Evidence. The Lord brought us into Egypt.
Right.
Spiritual Egypt, which is Babylon, which is America. Read.
Right. With ships.
With how we was gonna get there?
With
On
ships.
cargo slave ships. So guess what? If your wife was on her menstrual cycle, she bled on everybody under her because she was in chains. They
Right.
said that the boo-boo was 20 feet high. They said the smell at the bottom of the slave ships were horrendous. Children died. That's why you got the middle passage. The middle passage, you know what that is, brother? The Middle Passage is where sharks still swim today. You know why they still swim in there? Because they was eating on millions of Negroes being thrown off ships.
Right.
Right.
So who did that happen to? Happened to God's chosen, the Israelites.
That's right. By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
Read.
thou shalt see it no more again.
Have you ever been to East India? Okay, so you serve a religion, you never even been to the headquarters of it.
I know.
I've been to Israel. I lived there. I played ball overseas in Israel. I've been there. God's people is not there.
Right.
Read it again, bro. How you doing, bro? You doing all right? Good to see you, bro. What's your name? Kevin. Kevin, good to meet you, Kevin. We teach our people who they are according to the Bible.
Right.
How did your ancestors get to America? Did it happen this way? Did it happen by slave ships?
Yeah.
Right. Read it again from the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So God put curses on our people for disobedience, and he sent us into slavery on slave ships. That happened to us, right? So who does this make us? Are we African American? No, we're not. We are the Israelites.
Right.
That's
God's
right.
chosen people.
Right.
Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
Read.
thou shalt see it no more again.
We haven't seen Jerusalem, our homeland, again since we've been here. Read.
And there,
And when we got off the slave ships in America, what happened to us?
and there, ye shall be sold.
What happened to the black man when he got off the slave ships?
Ye shall be sold
We
unto
were
your
sold.
enemies.
We were sold to who?
To your
We
enemies.
were sold to our enemies, bro. The white man said, nigga, $40, $50 sold to Master Charles in West Virginia.
Right.
Sold to the East Indian man in Yemen or whatever the hell he from. Babylon, wherever he from. God says, look, we was disobedient to him, so he sent us into slavery on slave ships, and he allowed our enemies to sell us and like we was cattle.
Teach, y'all.
What other nation that happened to? No other nation on the planet Earth. Read.
And there, ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Read.
For bondmen
So they sold you, my brother Kevin. Read.
and bondwomen.
And then they sold our wives and our daughters and our children. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
Buy, that's an old Quaker word that means redeem. Nobody has been able to redeem us. Marcus Garvey tried to take us back to Africa, right? With the Pan-Africa, right? Well, who else? Martin Luther King tried to redeem us from bondage.
Right.
He couldn't do it. They killed him.
Right.
They killed Malcolm X when he tried to liberate his people.
Right.
Every black man, the Black Panther Party, they destroyed Fred Hampton. They shot up his whole apartment with 120 bullets.
Teach.
God is telling you nobody gonna redeem us from this slavery, bro, but Jesus the Christ.
That's
we
right.
we gotta stand up and save ourselves.
Right.
How we gonna save ourselves? You know what I want? Give me 1 Timothy 4. I'm gonna show you how we gonna save ourselves. We going home.
Right.
We gonna rule this earth again like we were supposed to.
That's right.
Ain't no Hindu ruling the earth.
Right.
Ain't no Badra, whatever the hell. What did he say his name was?
Brahmin,
Boricua?
Brahmin.
I don't even know what that Brahmin. Ain't nobody
Right,
right. That
right.
sound like a damn Dragon Ball Z character.
Bring it out.
Right, bro.
1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 16.
Read.
Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine.
Read.
Continue in them.
When you continue in God's doctrine, meaning his commandments, brother Kevin and my brother over here, read.
For in doing this,
Read.
thou shalt both save thyself
You gonna save yourself. Read.
and them that hear thee.
And the brothers and sisters that hearken to the word. That's how we gonna save ourselves, bro. We gonna save ourselves. We gonna rule this earth again. Best
Right.
believe it. It's already written in the Bible.
Bring it out.
It's already written in the Bible that you, me, and all my brothers that repent and come back to God gonna rule this planet.
Right.
Give me that real quick in Isaiah chapter 14. That's why I say you don't know what you're talking about. You go following a religion with no promises to you. This Bible promises you rulership.
Right.
That's why we come down to the hood to show you better than what they tell you are.
Right.
You're not a thug.
Right.
You're not a nigga.
Teach,
You're
huh?
not an African American.
Right.
You're the kings of this earth.
That's
To hell
right.
with the East Indian man. He ain't no damn king.
Right.
Chinese man ain't no king. The
Right.
Arab man ain't no king.
Right. Right.
Read what you got, bro.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1.
This is what God say about you, my brother Kevin. Read.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
All the stuff God put us through, mass genocide. Allowed us to pick cotton for 400 years for free. Allowed us to get shot down the street by these police officers on freaking camera. Read.
And will yet choose Israel.
God said he gonna yet choose Israel after all the evil that done happened to us. He gonna choose us again, my brother.
Right. And set them in their own
And he
land.
gonna send us back to Jerusalem, which is our land. That's
Right.
the white man pretending to be us.
Right. And the strangers shall be joined with them.
And the East Indian man gonna be there. And the
Teach.
Chinese man gonna be there.
Right.
And some white people are going to be there.
Right.
But watch what God said they gonna be when we get there. Read.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
And they gonna wanna be just like us. Read.
And the people shall take them
Read.
and bring them to their place.
Read.
And the house of Israel
In the house of Israel, that's so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. All my brothers that's in front of me. Read.
shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
What is a possession, bro? Something that you cherish. Something that you own. It's yours, right? Right? So God said we're gonna do what?
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
So we gonna own slaves in the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
The East Indian man gonna be our slave.
Right.
The Chinese man gonna be our slave.
Right.
The white man gonna be our slave.
That's right.
That's what the Bible say. So why would you want to follow something else and this is your book?
Right.
Read what you got.
For servants and handmaids.
What they gonna be?
Servants and handmaids.
I ain't cooking nothing now. My wife ain't cooking nothing in the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
The Chinese man gonna cook my food. It ain't gonna be no rat, cat, dog.
Bring it up.
It's gonna be the best food. They gonna be forced to work in our kitchens.
Right.
They gonna be forced to work in our cotton fields.
Right.
This our reparations right here.
That's right.
Repent and start keeping God's laws and watch how God changed this world upside
That's right.
down.
That's right.
The hell you mean? Nobody care about no East Indian man. We God's chosen.
That's
Right.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
What the Bible say?
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Guess what? Chinese man gonna be your slave, bro.
Right.
God said you gonna take them captive because we was once their captives.
Right.
We still in captivity today, my brother. What's your last name? Porter. What's your last name, bro? Johnson. What's your last name, bro? Jones. Jones, right? Jones, Johnson, and Porter. Whose names are those? Those are our oppressors' names, right? They not ours, right? So God said they take them captive like they had us captive.
Right.
They still got us captive here. Read.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And then guess what we gonna do? We gonna rule over them.
Word.
They're gonna be
right.
forced to submit to us.
Right.
Give me that in Isaiah 60:10. They gonna be forced to bow down at our feet.
Right.
Why would you not? Huh?
Meek shall inherit the earth.
Right, the meek gonna inherit the earth. You know who the meek is? That's the humble brothers that come out here and teach the hood how great they are.
Right.
Bring it up.
We need y'all brothers to come join the movement. It's the greatest movement on the planet Earth. You only
Right.
see 9, 10 of us out here now. It's hundreds of thousands of us.
Right.
We waking up and we teaching our people the truth.
Right.
Read.
Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 10.
They ain't teaching the truth in their church. They're not teaching the truth in that church. If they was teaching the truth, then why they don't have all the members in Jackson?
Right.
You know why? Because everybody believes something different.
Right.
But
Right.
the Bible is plain. It's plain, bro. It's easy to understand. Ain't it easy to understand? When you really sit down and understand, be taught the right way, it's easy to understand. All nations outside of the nation of Israel are the devil.
That's
Read.
right. Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 10.
Read.
And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
So wait a minute. That's slavery. They gonna be forced to build up our kingdom.
Right.
God said he gonna force them. We gonna force them to build everything. Read.
And their kings shall minister unto thee.
So guess what? Donald Trump gonna be your slave.
Bring it
God
up.
says.
That's right.
That's what God says.
Right.
The little Chinese man, what's his name?
Jackie Chan.
Not Jackie Chan.
Oh,
What's the
Kim
little
Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un? He gonna be your slave.
Right.
All these nations gonna be beneath the feet of the Israelites.
Right.
This ain't hate. This God.
That's right.
Read.
For in my wrath I smote thee.
Because in God's wrath, he put us in slavery. He punished us because we pissed him off. Right. Read.
But in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
But in his favor, he gonna bring us back. We just read that in Isaiah 14. He gonna have mercy on the children of Israel. Read.
Therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
Our gates gonna always be open. To have a gate and for it to always be open, mean ain't nobody gonna be able to mess with you.
Right.
Right.
That's how bad you're gonna be. You're gonna be able to leave your front door open and ain't nobody stepping up in there out of line.
Right.
Because we gonna be gods on the earth again.
Right.
God gonna give us our power back. Ain't no bullet gonna be able to stop us at that time. Ain't no sword gonna be able to stab us at that time. The Bible said when they plan to try to pierce us with swords, it's gonna break. That's in the scriptures. But the church don't teach you how great you are and how great you gonna be.
Right.
Read.
Therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
Read.
They shall not be shut by day nor night.
Read.
That men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
Forces of the Gentile mean the riches. So you see all the riches that the East Indian man got in Dubai, the Arab man got in Dubai.
Right.
You all the riches they getting out of the stores,
Right.
all the bank accounts, all their money, all their jewelry that they stole for us. God said they want to bring it back to us.
Bring it up.
Ours again. Read.
And that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee.
So guess what? This is something deep, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. The white man not gonna want to serve us. He done had us in slavery too long. He's like, he gonna look at you and say, man, you see this dude with the dreads? I'm not serving him. I'm above him. That's what he gonna say.
Right.
God says what?
For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee.
Read.
Shall perish.
He gonna what?
Shall perish.
God gonna destroy him forever for not serving us.
Right.
So guess what? What we gotta do to get this, bro? What we gotta do to get this? Revelation 2 and 25. What do we have to do? So now you know you're an Israelite, right? You God's chosen. You know you're an Israelite, right? You God's chosen.
right.
So what does God say we gotta do now to get everything we just read about? What do we have to do?
Follow his commandments.
Follow his commandments, my brother. Absolutely right. What you think? Same thing, right? Revelation 2:25. I'm glad
Revelation.
y'all brothers came, bro. Read.
Chapter 2 and verse 25.
Bring it up.
But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come.
We don't need no Hinduism book. That's why I wouldn't let him talk. Now I don't want to hear nobody about no Hinduism. That ain't us. This got our history perfectly in there.
Right.
This all we need.
Right.
Read.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the
You
nations.
see that? Christ said, look, just keep my commandments until the end. Overcome your sins. Overcome the pornography addiction. I used to be addicted to porn. I go get in the bathroom, my wife gone, guess what? I'm on Pinky, XX, all that stuff, looking at that wickedness.
Right.
But God said we ain't supposed to do that. We kings on the earth. We not supposed to lust after our sisters without intent to marry them.
Right.
I used to be in the streets, being Black Diamonds, throwing all kind of money when I was playing ball, bro. I done all that. I'm sure y'all have too at one point in your life. But God says now we gotta overcome that sin. We gotta overcome that lust. Come back to the kings that we are. And when we do so, he gonna give us what?
Power over the nations.
Read.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
And we gonna rule them with a rod of iron, meaning what? Bow, get out, boy. Because the white man ain't gonna serve you, so God gonna have to give you a iron baton, and you gonna have to bop him over his head to get him right. That's what the Bible say. Read.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers.
We gotta break them to shiver. They gotta be scared when they see us. Like they had to do. Remember how they wouldn't let us look up in their eyes? You couldn't look up in master's eyes. You had to look down the ground. Yes, sir, master. They gonna do the same thing to us.
Right.
That's what God said. Revelation 3 and 9. That's what God says. Read.
Revelation chapter 3 and verse 9.
Watch this.
Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
The white man. So he said, how we know that all these nations the devil? God telling you, they the synagogue of Satan.
Right.
We the house and temple of God. They the house and temple of Satan. Read.
Which say they are Jews.
They say they Jews. Read.
And are not.
But they not the real Jews.
Right.
We are. Read.
But do lie.
But they liars. Read.
Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
What they gonna have to do?
Come and worship before thy feet.
No, they gonna be able to stand next to us in the kingdom.
I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
No, God so loved the world.
I will make them come and worship before thy feet.
Guess what? They gonna worship us.
That's
They gonna be forced to worship us.
Right.
Right.
Because we gonna be rightful rulers, rightful kings again. But we must overcome our sin.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. Take care of us. And their children too. We have repented. How are you? People want to know who's the king.
Oh, nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. Oh, nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sound wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.